Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon, is a newly released game by the studio From Software, a studio most renowned for their landmark Dark Souls games, and most recently, Elden Ring. All through the lead up to Armored Core 6, there was much discourse about whether or not Armored Core would be a Soulslike, a term that fans use to describe games that run off of similar progression, difficulty, or combat frameworks to that of the Dark Souls series. And I'm here to answer that question once and for all. 1 week after release, after we have all had time with the game, is Armored Core 6 a Souls-like video game? Or does it riff off of the success of Dark Souls? Let's find out together. Welcome back to ZK1 Plays. I'm so glad that you guys have joined me. This evening, you can see I'm out here in the dark. I thought that the lighting would be appropriate for such a dark subject matter, such as FromSoft video games, obviously. I'm kidding, but thank you so much for checking out my video. A like or a subscription really helps this small channel grow, and so please help a brother out. But without further ado, let's get right into this video essay about Dark Souls and Armored Core 6. On the surface, the answer appears to be a resounding no. Armored Core 6 works off of a dialogue-driven story, which is vastly different from the understated, atmospheric storytelling in FromSoft's most famous games. AC6 uses a garage user interface to jump in and out of gameplay missions, rather than having a open world or even a partially open world to explore. Armored Core 6 is missing the quirky, discoverable NPCs of the Souls games, trading them for interesting yet rambunctious voice actors who do an amazing job, but do not carry that same level of discovery and humanity as the non-playable characters of the Souls series. Also, Armored Core 6 doesn't have any of the RPG progression elements of the Souls series. Instead, it uses a mechanical build and unbuild progression system that is very Lego, but it's also very rewarding and satisfying. Well, kind of like Legos. We're getting now to the meat of the issue with labeling Armored Core 6 a Souls-like. This is a whole different genre of game. AC6 plays a whole lot more like a mission-based campaign shooter than a Souls-esque exploration RPG. Think more along the lines of a campaign from, say, Halo or Call of Duty. However, looking under the hood, we discover many components that are reminiscent of Dark Souls and the likes. And these pieces shine and elevate Armored Core 6 to an amazing level that I've never experienced before with a shooter genre game. First and most obvious are the bosses. I mean, wow. Some of Armored Core 6's bosses hold their own with other favorite bosses from the series. Baltius and the Ibis model CEL 240 hold their own as ruthlessly challenging and thoroughly rewarding encounters. These bosses are brand new, and yet they take me to some of the thrilling heights of some of FromSoft's best bosses. From Software innovated what a boss fight means and how it challenges the player over the past 15 years or so. And you see those mathematics at work here with polished, breathtaking boss fights. Secondly, the customization and replayability are reminiscent of the Souls series as well. While there are undeniably fewer options here than most Soul games, save Sekiro and Bloodborne, there are still so many options for making aesthetic and practical choices in building your mech that arguably no two mechs will ever be alike unless you're following some kind of build. This makes the mech truly feel like yours, and you feel attached to the mech, especially when late in the game your mech is lost and you feel a real emotional reaction and curiosity like, can I please have my child back? The replayability is also there. There are multiple endings, new game pluses, and new missions and bosses that are only available in subsequent playthroughs. This game is not meant to be played only once. This is clearly built off the back of the New Game Plus systems that we found throughout the Souls series. From these great, successful systems present in FromSoft's games, Armored Core 6 has clearly been influenced. But now, let's answer the question that we started with. No. Armored Core is not a Souls-like game, nor is it a radical departure from the mech series because of the success of Souls and Elden Ring and the like. Instead, Armored Core 6 is all of the polish and glow of From Software's consistent quality applied to a radically different genre of game that send it soaring into the stratosphere. The game is at least a 9 out of 10 for me, and it holds up well through the end credits and into New Game Plus. I'm more than 30 hours into Armored Core 6, and I'm still longing for more. It takes a fantastic game to accomplish that feat. So, while Armored Core 6 is not a Souls game, it is an incredible mech shooter that's informed by the heights of FromSoft's amazing library. I hope you enjoy the game as much as I have.